Lake is the second largest freshwater lake of Asia, situated on the foothills of Haramik Mountain. It is spread in a total area of 200 square km, covering almost 24 kilometers in length, while its breadth is 10 kilometers. The lake lies between the towns of Sopore and Bandipur, in Sangrama, near Baramulla Road. Main source of water for Wular Lake is River Jhelum. This lake also has a small island in its center called the Zainalank. This island was constructed by King Zainul Abidin. Wular Lake is also said to be a remnant of Satisar Lake that existed in ancient times. The premises of this lake also form a popular sunset point. The lake is one of the 46 Indian wetlands designated as a Ramsar site. However, it faces environmental threats, including the conversion of large parts of the lake's catchment areas into agriculture land, pollution from fertilizers and animal wastes, hunting of waterfowl and migratory birds, and weed infestation in the lake itself. Fish from Wular Lake make up a significant part of the diet for many thousands of people living on its shores and elsewhere in the Kashmir Valley. More than 8,000 fishermen earn their livelihood from the lake, primarily fishing for the endemic Schizothorax species and the non-native carp. Their catch comprises about 60% of the total yield of fish in Kashmir. Hundreds of other local villagers are employed by cooperative societies that trade the fish catch. Many other families harvest plants such as the grass phragmites and the water lily-like nymphoids from the lake for Manipur is home to some of the most amazing landmarks and natural beauties. Be it the forest-covered hills or the verdant valleys or the sprawling lakes, nature gave Manipur the best of everything. Loktak Lake, one of the largest freshwater lakes in the entire world, is situated at Manipur. Loktak Lake has been the primary source of sustenance for over 55 villages and hamlets since time immemorial. The lake has provided these people with food, water, occupation, shelter, and above all sustenance. The lake is home to local fishermen and other folks alike. It is a zone of great biodiversity, but unfortunately increased pressure by humans has led to a severe depletion of the resources of the lake, which is taking its toll on the flora and fauna in the area. Loktak also houses the world's only floating national park. This valley gets a high concentration of rainfall throughout the year, barring the two dry months of February and March. Hence, these 2 months are ideal for you to plan a trip to Loktak Lake, as the monsoon is going to force you to stay indoors otherwise. Damdama Lake is a beautiful lake 24 kilometers south of Gurugram, off the Gurugram-Alwar road. It is around 64 kilometers, i.e. an hour's drive away from New Delhi, and has a calm and peaceful vibe about it. The lake was commissioned by the British in 1947 for rainwater harvesting. In its current form, however, what makes Damdama Lake enticing is that it is home to over 190 species of native and migratory birds. In monsoons, water levels reach as high as 50 feet, and this is when most of the migratory birds are spotted. Damdama Lake is the biggest lake in Haryana and stretches to almost 3,000 acres. It is a popular place for picnics as well as for on-site training for corporate team building exercises. Surrounded by the rocky Aravalli Hills and an uneven but exciting topography, this scenic lake is a perfect getaway for people in and around New Delhi, Delhi, and Gurgaon. Damdama Lake also has many resorts that offer adventure sports and paddle boating on the lake. Rock climbing enthusiasts may indulge and try out their skills at the Aravalli Hills with difficult terrain. The water level of the lake has an average height of 20 meters but soars up to 50 meters during monsoons and covers a vast area of more than 3,000 acres. Dal is a lake in Srinagar, the summer capital of Jammu and Kashmir. The urban lake is integral to tourism and recreation in Kashmir and is named the Jewel in the Crown of Kashmir, or Srinagar's Jewel. The lake is also an important source for commercial operations in fishing and water plant harvesting. The shoreline of the lake is about 15.5 kilometers, 9.6 miles, is encompassed by a boulevard lined with Mughal-era gardens, parks, houseboats and hotels. Scenic views of the lake can be witnessed from the shoreline Mughal gardens, such as Shalimar Bagh and Nishat Bagh, built during the reign of Mughal Emperor Jahangir, and from houseboats cruising along the lake in the colorful shikaras. During the winter season, the temperature sometimes reaches -11 degrees Celsius (12 degrees Fahrenheit), freezing the lake. The lake covers an area of 18 square kilometers (6.9 square miles), and is part of a natural wetland which covers 21.1 square kilometers (8.1 square miles), including its floating gardens. The floating gardens, known as Rod, in Kashmiri, blossom with lotus flowers during July and August. The wetland is divided by causeways into 4 basins: Gagribal, Loktak, Bojtal and Nagan, although Nagan is also considered as an independent lake. Loktak and Bojtal each have an island in the center, known as Rup Lank, or Charchanari, and Sona Lank respectively. The houseboats are closely associated with Dal Lake, which provide accommodation to tourists in Srinagar. Mesmerizing the visitors with its charm and enchanting beauty, Lake Pichola is an artificial lake built in the year of 1362 AD and one of the popular sightseeing places to visit in Udaipur. It was built by a Banjara tribesman, Pikhu Banjara, who used to transport grain during the reign of Maharana Laka. The captivating lake attracted Maharana Uday Singh so much that he established the city of Udaipur on the banks of this very lake. Maharana Uday Singh is credited with enlarging the lake further by building a dam on the shore of the lake. Later, several islands, palaces, temples, mansions, and bathing ghats were developed in the surroundings of the lake over a period of time, making it even more attractive. One of the most famous attractions in the lake surroundings is Lake Palace that sits right in the middle of the lake, constructed on the Jag Island. Lake Pichola is an artificial lake that was established in the year 1362 AD and is one of the most renowned tourist attractions in Udaipur, mesmerizing visitors with its charm and captivating beauty. During Maharana Laka's reign, it was created by Pikhu Banjara, a Banjara tribesman who used to convey grain. Maharana Uday Singh was so enamored with the beautiful lake that he built Udaipur on its shores. By creating a dam on the lake's edge, Maharana Uday Singh is credited with widening the lake even more. Over time, the lake's surroundings were developed with islands, palaces, temples, homes, and bathing ghats, making it even more appealing. Lake Palace, built on Jag Island in the middle of the lake, is one of the most prominent attractions in the lake's environs. One of the most beautiful, pristine lakes in Sikkim, Gurudongmar Lake sits in close proximity to the Tibetan and Chinese border in the north. Nested amidst the mountains at 5,183 meters, the freezing alpine lake is amongst the major sources of the river Teesta. The lake takes its name after the eminent Guru Padmasambhava, who is believed to have traversed this region during his visit to Tibet. At an elevation of 17,000 feet, Gurudongmar Lake is probably the most astounding lake on the planet. It lies in the north side of the Kangchengyao Range and is enclosed all around by snow-secured mountains. The holy lake solidifies during the winters with the exception of at one spot, which the ardent conviction has been particularly honored. The Chinese-Tibetan fringe is only a couple of kilometers from the lake. The best time to visit Gurudongmar Lake is from March until June, as the weather is pleasant and one can see clear crystal blue skies, with lush greenery in the surroundings along with beautiful and divine Gurudongmar Lake. The temperature during these months fluctuates between 5 degrees Celsius, 5 degrees Celsius. The peak tourist season is from March until June. Chilka Lake is a brackish water lagoon, spread over the Puri, Khurda and Ganjam districts of Odisha state on the east coast of India, at the mouth of the Daya River, flowing into the Bay of Bengal, covering an area of over 1,100 square kilometers. It is the biggest lake of India. This lake is the largest coastal lagoon in India and the largest brackish water lagoon in the world after the New Caledonian Barrier Reef. It has been listed as a tentative UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is the largest saltwater lake in India. It is the largest wintering ground for migratory birds on the Indian subcontinent. The lake is home to a number of threatened species of plants and animals. The lake is an ecosystem with large fishery resources. It sustains more than 150,000 fisher folk living in 132 villages on the shore and islands. The lagoon hosts over 160 species of birds in the peak migratory season. Birds from as far as the Caspian Sea, Lake Baikal, Aral Sea and other remote parts of Russia, Kyrgyz steppes of Kazakhstan, Central and Southeast Asia, Ladakh and Himalayas come here. These birds travel great distances, some of them possibly travel as much as 12,000 kilometers to reach Chilka Lake. In 1981, Chilka Lake was designated the first Indian wetland of international importance under the Ramsar Convention. According to a survey, 45% of the birds are terrestrial in nature, 32% are waterfowl, and 23% are waders. The lagoon is also home to 14 types of raptors. Around 152 rare and endangered Irrawaddy dolphins have also been reported. Vembanad, also known as Punamada, is the longest lake in India, as well as the largest lake in the state of Kerala. With an area of 2,033 square kilometers and a maximum length of 96.5 kilometers, it is the second largest Ramsar site in India only after the Sundarbans in West Bengal. Spanning several districts in the state of Kerala, it is known as Vembanadu Lake in Kottayam, Vaikom, Shankanassery, Punamada Lake in Alappuzha, Punapruk, Kuttanadu and Kochi Lake in Kochi. Several groups of small islands including Vipin, Mulavakad, Maradu, Udayamparur, Vallarpadam, Willingdon Island are located in the Kochi Lake portion. Kochi Port is built around the Willingdon Island and the Vallarpadam Island. Vembanad Lake is at the heart of Kerala backwaters tourism with hundreds of ketuvalams plied on it and numerous resorts on its banks. The Kumarakom Bird Sanctuary is located on the east coast of the lake. The lake has become a major tourist attraction. A generally safe destination, this place had just one incident of tourist harassment in 2004 as reported in the Times of India. Bhimtal is a lake in the town of Bhimtal, in Kumaon, with a masonry dam built in 1883 creating the storage facility. It is the largest lake in Nainital district, which is also known as the Lake District of India. It is also the largest lake of Kumaon. The lake provides drinking water supply and supports aquaculture with variety of fish species. There is an island at the center of the lake which has been developed as a tourist attraction and has an aquarium. It is also the largest lake in Kumaon. As the lake water is polluted with organic matter, it is in a mesotrophic state due to disposal of sewage directly into the lake from the residential complex built around the periphery of the lake. It has now been planned to build a sewer line around the periphery of the lake to trap all the sewage from the residential areas and prevent it from entering the lake. A treatment plant to treat the wastewater is also part of the wastewater treatment process. Formerly known as Upper Lake, is a large lake which lies on the western side of the capital city of Madhya Pradesh, Bhopal, India. It is a major source of drinking water for the residents of the city, serving around 40% of the residents with nearly 30 million imperial gallons, 140,000 cubic meters, of water per day. Bada Talab, along with the nearby Chota Talab, meaning small lake in Hindi, constitute Bhoj wetland, which is now a Ramsar site. The lake was created by constructing an earthen dam across the Kolins River. An 11-gate dam called the Badbada Dam was constructed at Badbada in 1965 at the southeast corner of the lake, and now controls the outflow to the river Kalayasot. The lake was known as the Upper Lake or Bada Talab, Big Pond, until March 2011 it was renamed to Bojtal in honor of the great King Raja Bhoj who built it. A huge statue of Raja Bhoj, standing with sword, was also installed on a pillar on one corner of the lake to cement the name of Bhopal as the City of Lakes.